10X that?
I'm not even going to shit on him. But look, I want some money tonight. That's all I'm happy for. I want money tonight.
Shakur, tell us something, bro. Like, what did you think about the decision?
I ain't going to shit on him.
Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we going to fight.
But what do you think about the decision? There you go. So basically, he just says he went for Roach, you know, to win the fight. It was a close decision, but you know, he did have Roach winning, and ultimately, in terms of himself, you know, he thinks that if he were to get the rematch, he just wouldn't allow it to end in the judge's hands. Like, it wouldn't be a close decision next time.
And what did you think about Ryu? Definitely, man. I thought they both put it out there. Roach definitely showed up and you know, did his thing. But Gervonta Davis is the champ, and it takes, you know, a lot to be able to beat the champ. But Roach definitely had something that we all wasn't expecting. Later in the power, his combinations as well. He definitely came to fight, man. He got great skills, and it was a great fight overall.
There was a moment where it seemed like
114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Hey Danny, what do you think about the fight, man? Was that a good decision?
Hey, Lamont came to fight. You can't take no credit away from him. I think Tank had a little off night a little bit. He was off a little bit tonight. But Lamont came to fight. You can't take none away from him. He earned that tonight.
Would you want a rematch and you think it'll go differently?
He deserved the draw. Lamont came with his A game. He came ready to fight, fighting all night. I think the whole crowd was pretty much looking for that big punch Tank would land. To see if Lamont get hurt, but he came ready. He came in shape. Shout out to Lamont. Shout out to both of them. It was a great fight. Yeah, I think a draw was deserved.
What do you think about that?
The first punch to your own big record. A very interesting fight. What was your opinion of the decision by the judges?
I think I pulled it out for the last 3 rounds. For sure, I think I pulled it out for the last 3 rounds. I was catching with some clean shots. I felt like I was breaking down as the round was going on, but
Tank looked like the guy with the heavier hands, but Lamont had the better chin. So it's all relative, you know. So if Tank hits real hard, but the guy can take it, doesn't really matter. And I thought Roach was brilliant tonight. He had a good game plan, but those early rounds are what haunts him. He's gonna lay up at night that he wasn't a little more aggressive early on, because early on.
I know Ryu lost to Gervonta. You fought him last time. What's your thoughts on Ryu?
Bueno, yo esperaba ver a un Rayo igual corriendo como lo hizo contra mí, pero creo que como se lo acabo de decir al compañero de ustedes, ¿no? Le dieron una probada de su propio chocolate y bueno, lo hicieron ver sumamente mal. Y bueno, creo que no es de que yo lo diga, pero pues ahí está la pelea que dio Rayo ahorita ante un peleador que le huyó y que le metió las manos todos los rounds y Rayo no ganó ni un round.
He basically said, you know, he thought Ryo was gonna run like he
was kind of like bullying the bully. You think that was kind of a part of the tactic?
Yeah, I was surprised too because Roach is a little bigger than I thought. You know, I didn't think he was gonna be able to do what he did, but he ended up doing it. Man, congratulations to both fighters for making it happen and stepping up to the plate. And man, they went toe to toe at times, so it was great. It was great.
You think if they do a rematch, it'll be kind of a similar fight, or you think one will be able to
I think it'll be a little different. I think it'll be a little different. You know, similar but a little different. I think there'll be a little bit more aggression this time, next time around.
I don't know.
Awesome, appreciate it, champ.
You take him. Okay.
Last one.
this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, it really...
I think he got overconfident.
I think
he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence has been up. I've been one of the best.
Lamont Roach actually got stronger moving up 5 pounds to 135 pounds. He was able to take Tank's shots without ever really being in any serious trouble. That, I think, was unusual and disconcerting for Tank. He got a little desperate in the late rounds and began throwing much more than his normal.
I really like him as a fighter, as a person. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter.
Founder of Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, also made his prediction. While he acknowledged Lamont Roach's impressive skills, he highlighted the fact that Gervonta Davis is just levels above him. Gervonta Tank Davis is also a disciplined and hard-working fighter, and these traits are what Oscar De La Hoya believes will help him get the better of Lamont Roach. I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. Gervonta Davis is a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out.
Tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can...
Jim Lampley, making his prediction, had highlighted Gervonta Davis's skill more than anything else. While other boxing professionals had picked Gervonta Tank Davis's punching power as the major key to his victory on the night, Jim Lampley had focused on Tank's skill instead. Gervonta Tank is indeed very skillful, with skills that help him adjust and adapt to different fighting conditions. He also has a very strong chin. However, what stood out is his punching power that overshadowed everything else.
Can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will.
Even if Tank did not possess his shocking punching power, he would be an elite lightweight on the basis of his crafty boxing southpaw-style advantage, clever footwork, and visible killer instinct, but it is pure power that really sets him apart. He doesn't just beat his opponents, he annihilates them in breathtaking, often scary fashion. All through the build-up to the fight, Lamont Roach doesn't mind giving anyone their props, even a dangerous opponent.
I'm the best 130-pounder in the world. It's evident. I can't wait to prove it. I can't wait to show it.
Gervonta Davis received his fair share of criticism. Some lambast his resume. Others have heavily dismissed his skill set. Some have also downplayed his place in the sport. Roach, though, doesn't believe those critiques have any legs to stand on. Roach grew up in somewhat the same vicinity as Davis, so he knows him better than most.
And I'm going to prove that I'm one of the best fighters in the world. When this is the beginning of my legendary run. This right here.
Over the years, Roach has nodded his head in approval as Davis became a multi-divisional champion, a pound-for-pound star, and according to some, the face of boxing. The latter is something that Roach has no problem admitting. But while Davis is enjoying his time at the very top, the current WBA super featherweight champion knows that all good things must come to an end. "I'ma show y'all what it takes to be the new face of boxing come March 1st, said Roach during an episode of Against All Odds, The Reaper's Tale, Episode 1.
And I believe that, because I've spoken to Rolly, their approach is, we're dehydrated, we had to go in there.
As Roach alludes to, both he and Davis will jump into the ring against one another on March 1st in Brooklyn's Barclays Center. Roach has competed in the lightweight division before, but he made his name one weight class below. The 5-pound difference, along with Davis's penchant for putting his opponents in the hospital, has odds makers believing that Roach essentially has no chance.
Man, they keep talking about some no disrespect. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Use a real fake for real. Like, use a...
The doubters and naysayers, however, are a good thing to have. Roach remembers when the sportsbooks pegged him as an underdog against Hector Luis Garcia, yet he proved them wrong. Against Davis, the 29-year-old knows what he's up against. The Baltimore native normally crushes his opponents and showed no mercy against Frank Martin recently, brutally stopping him in the 8th round this past June.
A real fake, cause you hating for, bro. Every time you see me, it's what up, shawty. It's that, you know how you talk. What you talking about, bro? I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way. Cause you talking about. I am him in that.
In order to avoid a similar fate, the work Roach puts in will have to be at an all-time high. It's work time. Over the years, Tank has been accused of hand-picking his opponents. However, Lamont Roach is a good fighter. He's technically sound. He's a championship-level fighter. But as far as opponents for Gervonta Tank Davis in a pay-per-view event go, I'd prefer to see someone who has produced explosive performance at the highest level, or at least is a polarizing personality. What's been lacking is the proper opposition necessary to charge those kinds of fees. Roach is a solid fighter, but he hasn't reached the pinnacle, and I also don't think he's the nature of character to compensate for that. He's had success at super featherweight, but it's taken him a while to do so. If he'd made numerous title defenses, a fight between him and Davis might make more sense, but he's made one against Fergal McCrory. We've seen Davis in this sort of fight before, such as against Hector Luis Garcia, who since being stopped by Davis has only lost a split decision to Roach. But then that's become the pay-per-view model. Once a fighter has that status, he stays on pay-per-view regardless of his opposition.
Danny, I wanted to get your thoughts. I appreciate you coming out. I wanted to get your thoughts, Danny, on the Tank Roach thing. So just your thoughts on the fight in general. What do you think about the fight?
Frank Martin, Davis's past opponent, is also a solid fighter, and unlike Roach, is established at lightweight. He'd been on course to fight Shakur Stevenson, and he'd produced some good performances that meant there was a curiosity surrounding him at the highest level. There's no question Davis is of the highest level, which is why the careful selection of his opposition is frustrating. It's also relevant that Roach, who is spoken about highly by those who know him, isn't the biggest of super featherweights, where he still appears capable of making defenses of his World Boxing Association title, and that Davis is such a powerful lightweight. Similarly, in the build-ups to his fight, Gervonta Davis is mostly silent until he's infuriated, which gets him really messy and insulting, like we saw against Frank Martin, where he threatened his victim that he was going to get his girlfriend and snatch her from him. Well, Lamont Roach has now enjoyed a bit of the Tank Davis drama after saying he would whoop Gervonta Davis's butt. Just yesterday, Gervonta Davis promised him, "I'm gonna chop, bob and weave. I'm gonna end it in the 9th round. I like to show people that they aren't who they say they are. I like to prove it to the people they come with. My first time winning the title, the whole building doubted me." Roach has been a top contender for quite some time, and in 2023, he captured the WBA junior lightweight belt. But his career hasn't been without setbacks. In November 2019, he faced Jamel Herring for the WBO junior lightweight title and lost by unanimous decision. That experience taught him valuable lessons for his next title fight. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.